There you go. Dude, it's damage to debuff supporters. I don't know what to tell you. They're from events. They're always gonna. Most of them are. They're all in red too. Miss Fentanyl just knows what she's doing. Oh well. Whatever. Oh, cock tower. Great. Do. Come on, give me that. That's better. Alright, everyone. What's happening, guys? It's your boy Hardcorn, and today we're back. We weren't here last week, but we're certainly here this time because we got more Taimanin squad. Oh my god, if you can believe it. It's a Saturday once again. I hope everybody had a good Saturday. Mine was pretty nice. Yesterday I didn't, I'll probably play Persona 5 later. But it's yesterday went to town. We got paid, got some groceries, played some good Magic the Gathering, bought some stuff. Really great. Got a good old Goblins deck going on. And today, mowed the grass. Nice zen moment, work up a sweat, feeling good, looking better in the yard. Fantastic stuff. Glad to see everybody can make it today. We're just hanging out, you know, to say the least. Sadly, yes, it has been a very big mess for Maya. Managed to catch a cold and all this because I've been so stressed out, wondering how it's gonna go. Not really. I just have a cold, so I'm Professor Nasal today. But we have, you know, this is about week 2. Sadly, it's week 2. It's we've been waiting a long time to see her in any capacity, which sucks. It's this is the first time they ever had a real big, huge delay on a character being released. It's not just AT though. It is gonna certainly affect Squad, and it's affecting a lot of other games right now as of late. So it's been rough. It's been real bad to say the least. Yeah, same here, Masher. Goodness, it's been certainly a pretty rough state of affairs because, well, now we gotta wait. Because God, this is eating into the time that we are allowed to have her in the first place. It's a month and a half, so we don't have much time in the first place. So now we've lost the effectively half a month at this point because they wouldn't do an update on the weekend. They're not going to, unless it's a massive, gigantic server outage that the game is like in an unplayable state. Like it's the game is effectively a ghost town right now. Like there's no golden pass, there's no other small stuff to update it with. It's just like, what do you even do at this point? Oh, cool. There you go. You get to the 30th floor on there. I haven't been messing around with this as of late. I've been playing other games in the meantime, and also I've been playing lots of Magic the Gathering. Like last week, on last Friday, I went to Magic pre-release for The Hobbit. That took 6.5 hours, and I did not expect it. Like, oh boy, that was a long day. I thought I was gonna go. Thankfully, I was the one time I was thankful that Maya didn't release, because I would have lost a whole day of progress for that, and that would really sucked. But obviously, let's do a little bit of housekeeping. We've got some things to do. We've got to, you know, do some stuff so we can get before we go to the event, because this event is actually pretty cool. This is also the 6-month. It's the half anniversary, quote unquote, of AT, of Squad actually. Kern, I don't do that. No. It is the half-year anniversary for it, effectively, when you think about it, because, well, August is the 8th month of the year. This game officially released in February. So they're going to have, you know, oh, it's supposed to be like a pretty huge event. It's like, because we have a big legacy character situation right now, which is kind of nuts to think about. That's today's event. It's the youthful characters. Good hit. All right, we're home free. Probably making all these freaking noises for. What is bro making these noises for? I gotta put it to B. Because we'll hit a triple S at this point. Bro. I'm gonna move this over here. Because for the whole time that people have been, like, you know, waiting and stuff, it's like, I mean, they a lot of their revenue, and I mean a lot of their revenue really does come from iOS. It's like the premier the premier gacha platform for these type of games. It's like, it's, you know, it's a perfect social experience. So you can put it on your phone and do that. There's a lot of revenue that comes from there. So they're not exactly going to be, you know, turning it down in any capacity. There's just so many different companies taking the heat for this, because the one company is holding them back in this situation, and it's like, what are you doing? How can you keep fucking this up for us? It's terrible. It really is. It's super duper annoying. Yeah, most people I can see, it's like, you know, they're doing something else to occupy their time, which is, to no surprise, what everybody's doing right now, because there's nothing else to really do for the meantime. Like, today is a really important day for materials, because it's item drop and half cost. So you need to be coming in here and doing this, but it's like, who wants to fucking log in any capacity when there's nothing to do? Like, we can't, any progress you do won't transfer to the pass or anything like that, so that's why people are like, I don't want to do that. Like, they just turned on the weekend, what's it called? The weekend, whatchamahoosit. Oh my god. It's the surprise missions in AT, and it's, you know, some coins. But, like, what's a man to do when the game is not having anything else to do in there? I mean, this isn't the first time. It's like, you know, the game has been in a massive content drought. We get 4 major updates a year. So it's like, this is obviously one of our 4 major updates. So this kind of sucks in the fact that it had to happen right now. I mean, if this happened at anniversary, this would be like a really big shitty situation. Oops, that's bad. You're supposed to set it to semi. No, let's save that. I actually have to do this manually now because I fucked it up. Alright, we'll go here. Extra turn. Bonus boost. Then I get it on Karini. What's up there, Aaron? And nuke him. There we go. Have I experienced Sakura's ultimate bug? Yes. I put her on here because she can sweep stages, and she's also fast enough for my blue characters. But it's yes, she has gotten her ultimate bug off, and it kind of fucks up my farming, because every once in a while it will like stop the mission, and I have to like manually stop it. Like, I went to do groceries yesterday, and I came back, and it was only at like a third of the way through because the bug happened, and we've been sitting there for like 2.5 hours. Oh, our ultimate not hitting at all? Well, that's a different glitch then. That's done. What do we got? Acquire 3 characters. Oh, go to the arena. Ugh. The one that cancels her damage? Well, no, it's like when Sakura hits her ult, it'll just go straight through there and not make any collision, and also, well, it just doesn't even register damage. Like nothing happens at all. This has been a thing that's been going on for a while, apparently. Let's go to Spec Ops. We need some sun. We need some sun. Let's actually see who's on the recruit. Mars, Sun, and okay. Let's go Cooter Recruiter. Where are you? Hit the frickin' button. Let's go to Spec Ops the line. Ah, bien como estás? Welcome, everybody. No, this is a pretty common thing that's been happening as of late. It's a pretty shitty situation and not working out very well for most people. Because they have these nice persisting bugs. So it's like, please do that. No, it's we're talking about the bug for Sakura's skills, like her ult not dealing damage, or her skill 1 not dealing any damage and also causing freezes. Like, it causes like a soft lock situation where you can't act or do anything. You just get stuck there. Alright, let's go do the arena. Everybody's favorite thing to do. I found the sweet spot, which is about 2350 to 2450. I will keep ranking up and ranking down, so it's like it stays in the nice area for it. Like, I want to rank down a little bit. Okay, we'll start the mission, and then lose. We still get resources out of it. You still get almost like maximum resources out of it. It's like, sadly it's 8 because we're in 4. I don't care. I want this to be over. So you can awaken to 6. Well, you have to level them to 50 first, and then you have to go get enough materials to get them to 6 stars. Because that's what I did yesterday. Is I leveled up a whole bunch of 4s to get them to 5. It's a lot of fucking work. Ah, damn. That Kiara was faster. I've been quite enamored with Ayame and Kurenai. They have all. I think, well, everybody says the same thing about, because they're just really, really good. Like, the fact that Ayame can give herself extra turns with a single skill, and then it boosts Kurenai, is like the most... It's such an insanely broken skill in the first place. That's a skill that doesn't make it out of testing in any other game, but yet here, it's a feature. It's a feature for a character you can farm naturally, too. It's like... It's insane. I've never seen any game that can do that in the first place. It just doesn't make sense. There's a reason why the entire meta for the game now for like tower climbing is specifically these two. Because half of your team is like, they get blue synergy, they get insane power boosting together, and they just hit really hard. Both of them do. It's like, what else is there to expect? It's just... They're like the ultimate lesbian power couple is like an absolute goddamn menace. Yeah, the element penalty thing is like, it's obviously to help, you know, nerf these two. Because they don't want to change her skills, and they don't want to change their synergy. So it's like, great. So now they have a massive decrease to damage on off-element stuff. Because, you know, that's what Ayame's for. She just hits so hard you can play her on weak colors and still win. No, that's the joke, is that they're not lesbians at all. In fact, I think Kurenai is like a super straight woman. An all-around team with a buff blocker. As much as I don't like using Tokiko, she's like really good for that specific purpose. Water Mom is good with that too. But she's good for setting Immobilize. Oh man. My nose is stuffed up. I sound like Ellis from Left 4 Dead. As if I didn't sound like him already. Let's just... Oh, perfect. I was like, oh, let's just lose so I can go back to 5. Well, I showed off this formation attack with Kara when Kara released initially, and it's nothing. It's not as flashy as like the one for Shizuru and the one for our team over here. It's just a little bit. It's just like Noah comes in for like an assist, like it's Marvel versus Capcom. Foot dive, hidden missile. Yeah, they released the trailer, I think, this morning for Avengers Doomsday. I do like myself some Doctor Doom. So it's like cool. Now everybody's gonna go on UMVC3. We're gonna go play some Marvel. They're gonna go start doing those like big ass long combos with Doctor Doom because he's just too cool for school. And yes, RPGX, even though this side is like, you know, in a rough state of affairs, RPGX is managing to get probably the craziest pull I've seen in a long time. They're getting the Writer for Corpse Party, a series even more depraved than the Taimanins. They're getting an event for them, which is like, it's great. It's like, wow, Corpse Party. I haven't heard of that in like 5 ever. It's like honestly nuts. Dude, ILO main. Make your team that much faster. Well, I mean, it's nuts because it's like at least everybody now will be able to get Kara because Kara is like her ability to well, the thing is you need Kara, but you also need to get her second. You need to get her second weapon, the second weapon you can craft, because it's really important for her to actually end up dealing damage. Because her first one I think is like for inflicting, and the second one is so she can actually deal damage. Because that's one thing Kara can do actually really well, is she has her passive will scale with how much bleed is on the enemy, so she can just go and just nuke you for like 150,000 damage. Can't use that in the tower though, because good old damage limits really slow everything down. I wanted to play Tokon, but since it has easy anti-cheat on there, I automatically know it's gonna run like fucking ass. Because it's like, why? Because at least with like Elden Ring, I can launch the game without easy anti-cheat and play the game, and I can still have the entire experience. But so much of the entire experience with a fighting game is playing against other people, and when an easy anti-cheat is active, it is such a massive resource hog. I'm like, God, stop, please. I hate this so much. And as soon as you play the game without that on there, the game runs just fine. Like, it checks so often and so much. I'm like, stop it, please. How to beat floor 40 on the tower. I have not got that there myself. I got, I think, to 25 last time, and I was just like, I have to start doing other stuff. I was also not ready for that point to go past there, because I don't have enough 6-star people to meet the stipulations. So I've been working on that. Because I want to spend because it's probably going to be like a nice 6-hour stream where we go through the tower again and try to get up to at least 40 or 50. Because that is, God, it is very, very time consuming. Oh yeah, I remember they released something for DOA 6, because it's like, man, Like, they had, like, that really nice boosted interest. It's like, oh, wow, they're gonna be releasing new stuff for it. And then it's like, nah, here's Dead or Alive 6 Ultimate, where you can't even play the game anymore with your previous stuff. Buy it all again. No, I'm not doing that. Do you know how awful it is to buy anything for that game? It's legitimately terrible. I hate it so much. What does it say? Acquire cores? Ugh. God damn it. Let's go to research. Ooh. Yeah, they changed, they gave HP increases across the board to all the bosses, and also, obviously, color swap some of them in some certain cases, so you can't just take, Kuriyame and just nuke him down, which really sucks, because it's very, very important. It's a very specific set you need to do, too. Let's build some regen cores. How about that? Terrible. Awesome. People still Oh, yes, they do. They certainly do prefer playing 5 last round, because mechanically it's very good, and also it still has all the mods support in the first place. Nobody wants to work on 6 because it just sucks that much. And obviously all that stuff is Penis Vacation has a lot of stuff behind it. Yeah, they're doing other stuff besides just playing their, because it's what, what's up, Myth? Well, we're trying to make it through for the most part. It's been rough. It's been rough seas, to say the least. We're effectively just waiting for something to happen. Cool, we got her. Grade upgrade. Yeah, you gotta get health regen. It's like, no, you can't. Oh, you can't do that. Oh, we gotta do extermination. Extermination. Balanced. Play that. Tancho. I mean, the power team power in general just has like everything you could ask for. It has Minasaki, it has Bright Asagi for either both regen and revivals. It's got it also has Hepiko, it also has Aki, it has regular Asagi, it doesn't have new Asagi, that's the balanced one. It's got everything under the sun to pretty much take on all content. At least for you to like turtle it and then eventually win through like a stagnation situation where you can just it's an attrition. You can create an attrition and actually win through it. Because I gotta say that the Bright Asagi situation with her, what an incredible character. It's like she gives so much value in like so many cases. Like you are honestly like handicapping yourself not using her. She's just that good. She either is like, she can revive the team, she can give them crit boost, she can give them regen. It's like, and you can double stack it with someone like Minasaki, and it's like you'll just that, and also combine it with a bunch of regen cores as well. It's like, good lord, you'll never die. You'll run out of turns before you actually deal any damage. And even then, red is also where Kara lives. So she is like, she can make all the fucking bleed that you could ever muster and still not deal any damage. Like, you need Oboro in the first place. Let's go to the arena and then go to the store. Okay, we got 1,709. I need 500. Let's buy our Ayames for the week. Great. Yum 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 yum. Let's get some Auroras. Let's go to assemble. You can only hold 999 of these. Are you fucking shitting me? What the hell, man? This is awful. How could you have done this? All right, well, let's assemble our new guy right here. Death Knight. He's not very good, but he's my man. He's my little dude. Here I was thinking, like, I'm gonna cash out all of them at the same time. Nope. Fuck you. Thing is, you can only upgrade 5 grades at once. Not grades, but skill levels at once. That's the worst part, is that I can't even buy, like, the last copy to max him out. I have to farm one more time. Farm me, baby, one more time. Another Ayame. Mr. Oniyuki. And also, now we get Mary, because I've managed to acquire enough fragments over time for her. Hooray, Mary! You use Earth Art and... Okay, thanks for correcting yourself there, Mary. Don't be saying those things. This little obese-ass bitch over here just thinking she's fucking Strider's scribe. With her fat ass out here. Alright, let's go find Death Knight. And put him in where he belongs. Alright. I thought I had one copy somewhere. Nope. I don't think I've ever gotten them. What is he? He's a Power Moon. Power. Boom. Which is usually just Kara. Which is, yeah, just Kara in the first place. Everything okay. Yeah, her Gosha art is really, really good. I was like, my god. She's very helpful because it's like she just makes everybody so durable. But even then, like, Gosha Hebiko is the one you take to tower because she has, like, everything you could need. Not only do you get protection, you have the, like, what is it, protection. It's protection and offensive ability as well. Like, she's a little squirter out there. She knows what she's doing. Oh, man. I figure this is probably the best. I don't know why we can't just, you know, feed more than 5 at once. It's like, can you imagine that? Can you imagine at one time in Action Taimanin you could only fill up 10 apiece, and then you had to do it like 6 times in order to level up, like something else. Oh man, can't wait for fucking LR rarity, where it takes forever to do anything at that point. Gosha Hebiko is needed anywhere. She's that good of a unit in the first place. Like, you just have her, like, you quite literally just have, like, what? It's Gosha Hebiko, Aki, Bride Asagi, and, Minasaki, and that's it. That's your fucking team. You have 3 supports and 1 attacking character. Or you could just, like, you could do it with, what is it, Oboro? No, who can inflict bleed? I think it's like, what, Oboro, Bride Asagi, Minasaki, and probably Gosha Hebiko. Because they, very strong team right there with Oboro and Aki dealing the main amount of damage. And everybody else is like, okay, here I come. I'm so cool. I'm so smart. Okay. I won't lie to you, I ground up all of my copies for Goshi Kakaze to level up other people because she's not good. I also don't like her very much. So it's like, okay, there you go. It's like, what are you doing? Those are event units. You can't do that. You can't do that. You can't do these things. You're hurting my feelings. That's Gore of my comfort character. You can't do this. Okay. I'm short. I'm short too because I didn't know they had a cap. That sucks. Like, I'm not. It's like she can do as she could be like the best character ever, and it's like, okay, but I'm still having to use Yukikaze. It's a no go, bro. Bride Murasaki should be in the regular banner soon. She's not going to be in the regular banner. Our last regular banner characters, I think, was what? Snake Lady? That's it. Everything else has been events. First pull. Insanity. Thanks, Mom. Yummy. Give me those. Alright. So let's talk about all three of our new units, because this is our if you didn't realize already, it's been 6 months since the game officially released. So welcome to half anniversary for Taimanin Squad. They're not doing anything special for it, and they really can't because of the Apple thing. So so they decided, let's celebrate it in the way that they know how. This is Youthful Phantom Mizuki Shiranui. Here's a spoiler alert. All three of these units are not very good. They're way too specific to do anything good, and they lose out to the core units we already have. Like, our regular gacha ones are already superior to these in many situations. So let's talk about what Big Mom brings. So we'll start out with Rondo. Swing it all around. Hit all enemies twice. Damage increases in proportion to max HP. So you need to find all your supports, all your stuff for max HP boost, and go from there. And then inflicts a 30% defense down at a 15% on last attack. So defense down is not weaken. It just makes the calculation a little bit better instead of actively adding another multiplier behind it to do more damage. Chance is always really worthwhile, so you can actually see this be applied. And if a boss and like a tower has like a defense down property, you can start applying it there with that. So it's very worthwhile to see that this is like a pretty good skill. Good skill 1, you're using it a lot, and you'll get a lot of value out of it. And it hits everybody, but it only has a 15% chance on the last attack. Skill 2 is Sogetsuin. It unleashes a water aura toward a designated enemy and performs 2 additional ones. Each additional attack targets random enemies, and of course, anything that does a random enemy target, when you only have 1, all 3 hits will go towards the enemy, so it's good there. When she's in stealth, increases damage by percentage, and when attacking, inflicts an evasion down at a 50% chance, 2 turns, gets damage boost. If you didn't know, stealth that means you can't be targeted by single target attacks. So what this means is that if a boss goes towards her and uses their big skill that's going to target her specifically, it can't do that. So it will actually actively spread the damage out to the rest of the entire team. She is an offense type character. So that means it's like, okay, if she keeps spreading the damage out, she was more likely to kill your other teammates quicker. And usually in those cases, that'll probably be your supports, because your supports will get hit by this because the enemy has to target somebody else because of this inability situation, which is offense usually ends up having more She wants to have more HP, but she also gets fucked up in any sort of capacity. So Stealth is one thing that I just can't get down with, because she can give that. She can give that to herself. Where's her ult? And Ripple Grenadian. Oh my god. And deceives an enemy with a clone. Damage increases in proportion to max HP, Removes all buffs from the target to the last attack. Good buff removal on a 5-turn cooldown. So this gives her stealth. She's always going to have this for the most part. Lasts for 2 turns, and when hit by a crit attack, gets stealth at a 50% chance. Lasts for 2 turns. So she can give herself stealth, which is... Everybody's always blowing their load about like, oh, it increases in proportion to max HP. She's got a stamina boost behind her. No, we don't know what the multiplier for this is actually, what it actually is in the first place. So it's not anything to really write home about. It's the first time I've actually seen it too. It could probably just be like a 10% boost in the first place. So it wouldn't really even that much matter. Or you'd probably need so much HP behind you and actually to make it a legitimate effect, you'd probably just better be running attack cores. The stealth is the real problem though, is it keeps spreading the damage around to everyone else but her. So if she gets hit by an AoE, what's the point of stealth? And if they try to single target her, it goes to someone else that could certainly be taking the damage to somewhere else. Limited recruit banners. Cooter banner. So she's not so great. Let's go to the actual recruit page itself. So let's see. We got 10 days left on this, and let's see what our everybody's two favorite Taimanins. Well, I like her. I don't know about her though. She gets her small axes from TA0. So now we have Youthful Immortal Murasaki and Youthful Almighty Asagi. Ooh, cool. They made Asagi a non-5-star character. Wow, who would have thought? But they made Murasaki green over here. So what does she have? It is leaps high into the air, slashes vertically. If her target's speed is lower than the character, increases crit rate. So obviously this Asagi wants to be fast. Let's see. And then Senjinka, her skill 2 compared to the actual Murasaki is that it slashes all enemies 6 times and increases damage increases in proportion to speed. If said character has speed up, it performs 6 additional attacks. Very, very powerful skill. And then we have damage increases in proportion to speed. Of course, this is the speed part does make a difference because where you want to actually use the speed boost in the first place is in the arena and also many other parts of the game, because what is it? Ooh. Because anytime you have some sort of like a speed boost on your characters like that with like Rinko and regular Asagi, they love being fast. And they actually get a pretty sizable boost behind it if they're faster, if they're that much faster than their opponents. If target speed is higher than the character's, crit rate increases by a pretty sizable percentage. So you want her to be like simultaneously. It's a weird situation because in her passive, it's when a crit attack lands, fills turn gauge, and when hit by a target with higher speed than the character, gains 24% speed up. So it's weird because all the Asagis like being fast, and they get a bunch of speed, and they get speed boosts on every single, not speed boost, but all their skills scale off of speed for a pretty okay boost, probably about 10%. And then it's like you have a situation where you want her to get hit with something that's faster than her, when in reality, most Asagis will end up running from 115 to capping out with 130 speed. And then it's like you have also, you know, probably like what, 115 speed, and you'll have some other speed aura boosts or other speed ups and other stuff like that. So if anything, little Asagi here will have the highest speed on the field besides direct investment characters, so she won't actually be getting the boost for it. This is useless in PvE because nothing is going to be faster than her at that point. And the only time in arena you're going to see it is against, you know, other people, on the supporters to say the least. So you won't even be able to see. You need to have so much speed behind her. You're probably almost, you know, better using it in certain other cases. What's up there, Gorg? How you been? We're just talking about new characters. And then increases crit rate of all allies by an arena and tower. Crit rate is nice. It helps out a lot. It helps out the rest of your teammates. And she's also a balance type, so you can use her with Anros. Would you like to see your stop motion video? Yeah, bro. Send it down. Let me give it the promo so I can post it, or I can repost it on my Twitter. and on my channel. Pink flamingos. It's like, wow. I haven't, like the John Waters movie. I love that. I think I have that. I used to have that on DVD on my parents' house. Let's see. Let's talk about Yatsu Murasaki. Let's see. She performs a shield penetrate. Hit 6 times. Damage increases in proportion to current HP, so it's a backwater effect. Performs a lifesteal. Removes protective shield from the target before the attack. Very good. And performs a defense penetrate. She's divine. That's so perfect. Did you include the part where they killed the chicken too when in the trailer? That's a really stupid part of the movie. It's me, I'm divine. Oh, I can't believe you've gone and done this. You're so stupid, I cannot believe you. I can't believe that. I think that guy died when he was like at least 40 or 50 years old. Like it was in the early 2000s. He was dearly missed. Like he's a great staple of like all of John Waters' movies too. Let's see. Attack, reserves, protect. Okay. So I think I made a write-up for this one already. Murasaki over here behaves similarly to Kurenai. Kurenai already has built-in shield penetration with her passive, and well, Kurenai's thing is also boosting everybody's crit rate by a percentage. But it's like she's okay. It's a character. It's like, this is a limited time character for a legacy. This is a limited time legacy character that falters that falters against a permanent unit. I'm like, okay, I really can't get down with this. What do their weapons look like? So let's go take a look at the legend. Perfect. Let's go to here. Research my lab. There. Let's see. Carbon Shadow. This one affects that. So a kill skill for that. What does Apex Blade do? Oh, this affects your skill too. If she has speed up, perform 6 additional attacks, and it increases turn gauge by 20% at a fixed 10. So it can roll up to 10 times. So it's she can boost herself up that much faster. I would honestly say the skill 2 booster is that much better because this is just a kill skill reset, so it's only a PvE useful one. Let's see, she's Sun Green. There it is. So Kaitengeki, this is the 6th time with a backwater effect, and then it's reduces target turn gauge. So it replaces the lifesteal with the turn gauge effect, which is honestly, I would rather have the lifesteal because if you have a backwater effect, you can stay around for longer. And this is the removes protective shield, defense penetrate. So, and then it just turns her into her regular version. Now this is effectively like Felicia's effect. So it steals targets immortal shield damage and all that other shit. So it's like, wow. No, young Murasaki is okay at best. Like she's certainly an arena character because she can find ways to last longer and can steal very important effects from people. I wish she was able to steal buff protection. That'd be really cool. Crit damage and HP. I noticed like the HP one. So let's see. Let's go over here and let's try rolling for a couple of them, because obviously I want to pick myself up baby Asiago over here, because these are their TA0 versions. So it's like we have Asagi and her like what is she like? I think Asagi's like 18 or 19 here. And then Murasaki's like a similar age. Yeah, Kurenai does what young Murasaki doesn't, which is be good. So we got 18,653 gems because I didn't pull anything. No, because like what was it? The last banner we had, I got every character in the first like 30 pulls. So we saved a lot of resources. So let's go take a look. Okay, what are we gonna get, bros? Oh my Jesus, what the hell is that? Alright. Oh god, here we go. Kagero! Kagero! Kikuchioi. Kaoru. Another Kiryu Makoto. Put some pants on, girl. She got that whole thing out there. Crackle. Crackle. Yabukuni. Oh my god, are you serious? No freaking way. Cool. Alright, now we have our Murasaki. Alright, cool. Amazing. Amazing. Legitimately incredible situations here. Look at that, she's so cool. She's got the Hua! Got Karate Asagi from RPGX. And another Minasaki. Best pull ever. Holy shit, this is insane. Insane pulls here today, folks. Insane. Holy shit. Well, we can certainly upgrade her now. Minasaki is that much closer. Now she can Yatagura slash even better now. I love it. Perfect. Legitimately impressive stuff. Wow, that saved about 15 minutes. Alright, let's go again. Let's go get some more copies. Let's get some more. Again, okay. What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be, guys? What am I gonna get for Crimbus? Another Rinka. Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Give me that. Give me all that. Give me my purple lady. Another copy of Denji. Shocking pink over here. Fumi Akina, I already got her maxed out. Oily Grandpa, hell yeah. The hero of the tower. Oh, another copy of Asuka. Fantastic. I love my hot robot. Another Minasaki. Yes, she's gonna get maxed out. Oh man, this is great. This is insane. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Our luck can't last forever, guys. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. Who's it gonna be? Alright, another Murasaki. Alright, she can actually be useful for once. Kagero! Kagero! Sakuya. Lydia. Oh, another copy of Major. That's cool. A double Murasaki. Okay. See, I made a video about her, and then it's like I get a bunch of rolls for her in the first place. Onigumo Saburo. Mirate, echando bien y feliz. Kira pero pasan los años. Look at you, you were so happy, and now you're not. Oh my god, is it again? Again? Oh my god. Oh my god. Is this gonna be another one? Is it gonna be another one? Oh wow. Okay, Murasaki is coming home, everybody. Murasaki is coming home, to say the least. Anji with her Doc Ock arms. Oh, Felicia, yes. Give me that freaking Felicia, baby. Let me see that. Let me get up all in that. Shirase Yuzurihira. Oh yay, more Asagi. Oh, I'm loving it. Oh yeah, baby. There's Renee. Revenge for slandering her? Yes, because I made a whole really good video about her. Because I made a great video about her the other day. Well, like in June. Oh my god, it's gonna happen again. Okay, it's purple. All right. All right, now we're getting back to what I'm expecting. And there's Shirayuki, the stall girl. All right, everybody, maxed out Minasaki. Yeah, baby. Ooh, cool, Mass Taimanin, the big booty lord. Great, this is awesome. This is great. This is a very productive stream today. Oh my god, it's happening again. It's happening to me. Some people wait a lifetime for a moment like this. Oh my god. Let me put the capture cursor on. This is fucking nuts. Wow. I mean, I already hit the pity for it on getting Murasaki as well. So I think I have 5 copies of Murasaki now. Wow, I can actually make Murasaki usable, and she will still lose out to my Kurenai. Hoshino Mitsuki. Some people wait a lifetime for a moment like this. Okay, again. Is it happening? Oh my god, here we go. Murasaki certainly chose me today. I'm gonna end up with like 8 copies of her. This is like when I was first playing AT, and I managed to get 15 copies of Shiranui's weapons, and boy howdy, did I have fodder for Reaper! Reaper always here! Yes! There's my boy. Look at him, he's so cool. Another copy of Major. Adamari Matsume, okay. Okay. Tatsuro. Tina! Come on. Dude Shisui! Dude Shisui! Sussy Shisui in the house. Yeah, Reaper sucks, but he's another one that I can put on the list of use him for later. Fawama Mayari. Dude, it's Reaper from Overwatch. He's like dressed the same too. Oh my god, it's happening again. Everybody roll now. They've increased the rates because they want to improve retention. Roll fucking now. Oh my god. Alright, another Ina Titchester. Their fat ass and super titties are gonna win. Another Reaper. Ooh, a Commodious, that's good. Commodore 64 looking good. Another Toge Kinky. Mr. Koga Kinkos. We got 2B over here. Literally 2B at home. Jubei, I can finally max him out. Sussy Shirayuki. Alright, this is good. Well, I mean, most people use Shisui anyways for just debuff extension. She doesn't have anything else besides that. Alright, purple! Purple! Let's go, baby. Let's see if it's going to be another Asiago in our house. Asiago Gaming, here we come. Please? Willy Grandpa. Another Spica. Well, I already maxed out Spica in the first place. Waterase Smoogie. Oh, cool. Toyo. Momochi. Saya. Alright. Alright, that's enough. We got 150. Let's keep our rewards so we can do it the next time. I do. I use Spica. Well, Spica's also red too, so she's good for that. Well, we're a little short for that. Alright, now we can assemble people. Let's go here. Autofill. Cha-ching. Finally. I've maxed out my Miss Yaragura Slash. She's gonna hit so hard now. She's gonna contribute. Because I also have her weapon too, so it's like, I'm ready. I'm fucking ready. You hear me, Snake Lady? I'm ready. I'm coming for you, baby. You ain't gonna survive the storm. The Kareem rises to the top. Alright, Murasaki is green, so these are my green characters I don't use. Let's upgrade to Major. Oh, everybody's so strong now. Everybody's so strong. Yeah, that's what I plan on doing too. We just used what is it, 13,000 gems? We did pretty good on it. I'm not too worried, to say the least. Let's see. I haven't seen a copy of Mirabelle in like fucking months. Mirabelle just I have a lot of copies of Mirabelle in AT, but I certainly don't have a lot here in Squad. She doesn't like being in Squad, that's why. She likes being in AT where she can flex her muscles. Oh yeah. Let's see. Yeah, Bakuni. Let's upgrade her. How many copies do we have? We have 2. So let's max her ult out. And then give her another copy here. Let's see. Crackle. She's maxed out. I think I have another copy of... what's her face? Another copy of Shiroko. We have Shiroko at home, okay? 2B, are you maxed out? No, you're not. There's my copies of Shisui that I don't use. Because, wow, who would have thought? I have no use for her. Oh, I can't remember where he's at. Oh, you're maxed out. You're maxed out because you're good. Any predictions of the next event? Halloween alts. So our next event is going to be in September. School is back in action. Summer event is finished. This is obviously, a nostalgic event talking about, the girls reminiscing on old times. So maybe it's like, we could probably have, I'd like to see an event using like some like the B team for like Gosha people. I don't know. I think that'd be really cool. Let's have another like another task force, not a task force event, but it's like an event specifically going after like just the regular characters, like the supporters themselves doing stuff. Damn, we got a lot of copies of you. September is usually September, October is when they usually like to start their autumn stuff. So I imagine like, we'll see a Halloween event certainly in October. And then September, do they have a lot of fall events in September? I don't know. AT is also really weird about that because obviously they don't put their Halloween stuff until like November. Did you know that there are 19 different versions of Asagi in RPGX? I think she takes up 2% of the entire game just by herself, out of all entire units and all the alts together. There are 19 Asagis and counting. There's a lot of Asiago, if you really like that. Which also reminds me about Rinko, is that in order to get the Rinko for the Corpse Party event, you have to go to Comiket 108 and actually get the code from their stand, and then so you can get her in the game. Talk about location-based NTR. Holy doobie. Talk about location-based NTR. That's fucked, bro. If they gave us a legendary robot event, because these motherfuckers can't talk for the most part, I would be insane. They would do like an E102 Gamma situation, and it would be like the best event they ever have. Eat your heart out, RPGX. Did we get more Koharus? Oh, I love Asagi. She's just That's my favorite character. You get to see Asagi before the big event happens. It's like where she gets like split in half by the entire building over there in the Dragon District. What the fuck are you doing? He's constantly blushing. Oh, this is when Asagi was shorter, because when she grows up, she gets another like 6 inches taller. We'd see little Asagi, little Asiago. We'll certainly have to. Thankfully, she's imbalanced, which is like the easiest to level up. Let's put some stuff behind her so she can do that. Where do you go to play RPGX? It's like you have to play it through the DMM player, which is its own can of worms to accomplish. But for those who can, it's worth it. Most people will just wait until Sagi uploads the whatchamahoosit, anything regarding the updater of the story and everything like that. That's pretty much like there's a very select group of few people who are actually actively following the content for that and translating it. So it takes a pretty good amount of time to learn what the fuck's going on in RPGX, unless you already know Japanese. Asiago. Woo. My favorite. Well, I mean, the DMM player, it's like you use the VPN once to get in, and then you turn off the VPN because it's a very archaic system to do it. So you just go over there, log in once, and that's about it. At least from what I remember. They probably have changed some things, but, well, what have you. Let me go to the store. Because they have Ingrid's up, Torajiro, no copies of Asiago. Oh, look, everybody, you can get yourself some Kara Cromwells. Yum, yum, yum. That's 30 pieces right there for 180. Yeah. The browser or app only. It probably is. It probably is now. Because I played it in there. Oh, they're cool. Oh, I don't know. There's certainly a lot better purchases I could use my mileage for, like skills textbook or promotion certificates. But it's Asiago. It's Asiago. Ragnarok is going to be in this game. There's like, it's not even like a guess of if, it's when. She's become very popular. She has certainly become popular due to her time in RPGX, in Squad, and well, she'll be popular here. That's probably gonna be something you have to roll for. All right, see you later, Avalon. I'm glad you showed up anyways. All right, now after an hour, we can go read. All right, everybody, time to read you guys a story. Oh. Huh. All right, they're fighting. On a day off, Yatsu Murasaki and Momochi Toyo were sparring on the training grounds at Gosha Academy. Murasaki was well known for her exceptional strength among the Taimanins, but Toyo was deflecting every single one of her attacks right where he stood. After exchanging several blows, Murasaki lowers her axe, relaxes her stance, and bows to him. "Thank you, Mr. Momochi. Your skill is as magnificent as ever." "You have become quite precise yourself, Miss Murasaki. Had we continued, it wouldn't have been long before my deflections failed and I was overwhelmed." "Had this been actual combat, my head would have been taken long before that." "I know you're not someone who'd just stay down from losing your head, Miss Murasaki." After a brief silence, the two smiled at each other and let out a soft sigh. This strictly was just a light warm-up, not even amounting to the real training. If they got too heated and overdid it now, scoldings from various parties would become unavoidable. Murasaki decided that it was time to call it a day. Sensing Murasaki's thoughts, Toyo smiled beneath his helmet. Great work, Murasaki! Yeah, that was pretty cool, dude. You too, Mr. Muramochi. Well, when did you guys get here? As Toyo was feeling deeply moved by Murasaki's growth, Sakura and Kotaro, who had been watching from a distance, shows themselves. Wow, yo, bro. I told Fuma that you were training at the school, and it was like I wanted to watch, so I brought him along, man. Well, aren't you diligent, Fuma? Library. Library also mentioned that observing Miss Murasaki and Mr. Momochi Toyo's training session would make for a good learning experience. To receive such words from someone as esteemed as Mr. Sago. Excuse me. Mr. Library is truly humbling. So, was it any useful reference to you? Well, in my current status, I wouldn't even be able to break through as Miss Murasaki did. Even if I closed the distance, it would be a guaranteed defeat. I think just knowing that it is an achievement itself, it will serve as a reference in the future. I had heard you were excellent, but you do possess good eyes, just not the evil eye. Though it's pretty much the same as I'm completely helpless on my own right now and throwing my hands up in surrender. Toyo praises Kotaro for accurately assessing the difference between his own power and his opponent's skill, but Kotaro shrugs his shoulders with a bitter smile. You just got complimented, brah. I mean, like, it would be super nice if you could just be honestly happy about it. Sakura is right. No matter how excellent you may be, you are still just a student. There is no need to depreciate yourselves for not measuring up to Mr. Momochi. Well, even if you say that, you'd get mad at me if I actually got cocky. You know me well. I'll give you a point for that. Oh, wow, I appreciate that. But I'm not entirely joking. In fact, I could barely exchange a single blow with him when I was around your age. See, I never liked this, because it doesn't affect Steam at all. It doesn't affect Steam in the first place, because it's just... They like to roll out all their updates at the same time because it's a fairness thing. Because if you just give it to the other departments and then it's like, oh, if I play something like else like this and then I'll miss out if I'm on Apple. No, they just roll it out at the same time because that's just better for everybody. Goodness. Oh, you've been teaching with Mr. Momochi since you were that young? Oh, yeah. I don't like how they give Murasaki her training outfit. Because she's supposed to be similar age to Sakura, but in reality she's like 26 and Sakura's like 17. So it's like, what? I don't like it. I don't like it. That's the thing I complained about in because they introduced them both as the same age in Taimanin and Murasaki, but they obviously made her older for some reason, and it's like, no. You're supposed to be the same age as Sakura to give her a rival that's around her age instead of her sister. And now you just make her older to be a teacher. No, thank you. Oh, aren't you also Agawa? How did you not know this? Besides, Mr. Momochi is Headmistress Asagi's master, too. Oh, what? Even if you say that, when Murasaki was around our age, I would have been this tiny. So even if I knew, I certainly wouldn't remember it. I certainly guess you got a point. No, she doesn't. Sakura was still in the middle of having the basics drilled into her ass those days. She doesn't know simply because she didn't train with me. That aside, how old do you think I am? Well, that's not what I meant. Sakura just made it sound so convincing that I went along with it. Is that so? As Murasaki glared, Kotaro desperately made excuses. Toyo could not suppress a chuckle, causing the three of them to turn their eyes towards him simultaneously. My apologies. I was simply remembering the old days. However, there are lessons to be learned from Miss Senior's experiences. Miss Murasaki, how about telling them a story about that time?
Oh, ma'am, I would really like to hear it. A senior's experience.
Oh yeah, she's a senior, all right, going to the fucking retirement home.
I'm not entirely sure about this, but very well. It was back when I was a mere young student, not a teacher, attending Gosha Academy, not much different in age than you are now.
It happened shortly after the coup was suppressed by the Agawa elders, led by Hattori Seishu, right around the time Misasagi was first starting to be hailed as the almighty Taimanin. Unlike Mr. Momochi or my older brother, this is a bit of a retcon, so I'm going to have to introduce these sort of things in the first place. So I was too young back then to participate in suppressing the coup, because we just decided to introduce this now. At the time, I harbored deep frustration over it, and resolved to dedicate myself entirely to training, so that I could truly be of use to Misasagi the next time, and surpassing Misasagi so I could become her bride. Hold on. What? You asked to hear this story? Well, yes, but what do you mean by Headmistress Asagi's bride? Back when Murasaki was even younger than us, she got our big sister to promise that if she ever beat her, she would take her as her bride. Oh, she's always been so totally devoted, dude. Miss Murasaki, you've been dedicated to her since that far back. While it was already a well-known fact among us that Murasaki harbors extremely extraordinary feelings for Asagi, this sheer, unimaginable depth of history left Katara wearing an indescribable expression. However, lacking the sheer nerve to voice those thoughts out loud, he quickly apologized for interrupting and urged Murasaki to continue. If you have any questions, I'll answer them later, so sit and listen. Murasaki is on her back and believed that she could no longer grow through academy classes or solo training, so she sought out Toyo, who was head of the Momochi clan and had served the Igawa family for a very long time. Mr. Momochi, I demand that you have a match with me. Her business with him was far more ruthless than certainly merely asking for guidance. Murasaki at the time believed that by defeating Asagi's master, she could force herself to grow. Oh, Murasaki, I understand your feelings. However, now is not the time to rush. As a student, you must focus on your training at the academy. Fuck you. That would take too long. At that rate, I will never catch up to Misasagi. Only by fighting and defeating you, her master, can I ever hope to approach her level. Then, next time, Misasagi will finally be able to rely on me. Judging by Murasaki's state of mind and realizing that words alone would not persuade her, Toyo lets out a sigh and faces her directly. In an instant, overwhelming pressure and murderous intent radiates from Toyo, enough to make every hair on her body stand on end. Murasaki couldn't even take a stance. She simply held her breath. Knowing that I am Asagi's master, you still expect to win? Know your place, child. Ugh! Look at you, trembling from a mere glimpse of my murderous intent. To such a pitiful state, you aren't even worth fighting. This is from excitement. Hiya, trying to hide her fear and intimidation with a shout. Murasaki lunges at Toyo, but before she could even raise her weapon, Toyo's hand blade stopped right in front of her throat. Surely you understand now, Murasaki. As you are now, you stand to gain nothing from sparring with me. Focus on your training as a student, and build your strength for now. Oh, Murasaki, I was never arrogant enough to think I could win from the very start. But next time, I will defeat you for sure. Failing to understand his true intentions, Murasaki spat out those words, bit her lip, stormed off and cried.
Left alone, Toyo groans with a troubled expression.
I guess it is different from talking to my daughter.
Or will Nagi become just like her when she reaches her age? Feeling disappointed in his own ability to guide Murasaki as her senior, and suddenly worrying about the future of his own daughter, Toyo broods gloomily over his future. And from that very day, Murasaki's sudden ambushes began.
Oh my god.
One Saturday morning on the street. Mr. Momochi, you better prepare yourself. Even if it is before class,
Letting your guard down so early in the morning is hardly commendable.
ooh, new background. Another night, she waited in ambush on a dark road. I got you now.
Don't make such a racket late at night.
And on another day, in the academy hallway, where he had visited to report on a mission. Oh, dude, it's Water Mom. Well, the atmosphere is certainly heavy today. Miss. Oh, it's Miss, not Mrs. My apologies. I made the students anxious. Yeah, you're coming in here with your freaking, cyber, with your fucking Doomslayer armor on, looking like he's gonna raise the school by himself.
Oh, don't worry about it.
Half of it comes from the years we've known each other, and the other half is just my intuition. If it wasn't enough for the students to notice anyways. Oh. But seeing as you aren't denying it, it looks like something indeed happened, though I can't imagine you ever failing a mission. I should say the mission was completed successfully. Right now, with Gosha shaken by the recent coup, I did nothing that would expose any weaknesses. I see. Even now you must be carrying a heavy burden, especially with Asiago and me unable to leave Gosher.
I volunteered for this. Misasagi must solidify Gosha's shaken foundation and place it upon a solid rock.
To Shiranui's eyes, there appeared to be neither falsehood nor hesitation in Toyo as he spoke. If that is the case, then what is exactly making Toyo so troubled? Shiranui tilted her big old tits in thought. Then, could it be that Nagi has hit her rebellious phase?
Nagi has no such rebellious spirit.
There was no falsehood in those words that returned without a moment's delay. Shiranui wanted to advise him that thinking that way would only make things harder for him later, but she held her tongue. However, it was also true that he wasn't agonizing over his daughter's issues. Then, what on earth was distracting the mind of the master, Momochi Toyo? Can we please have a Nagi event? Can we have more Nagi information? Because I think, Nagi is like, 20 in the events at AT? She's probably I think, the same age here, because she is certainly already an adult. Shiranui intended to pry deeper, but an undeniable aura of pressure approaching from down the hallway wouldn't allow it. I've got you! Murasaki! Shiranui blinks in surprise at the sight of a student rushing to Toyo out of nowhere, but Toyo didn't even bat an eye. He had already noticed that Murasaki was holding her breath ever since he was delivering his report in the principal's office.
This is hardly the behavior of a student council president who ought to be a role model.
Toyo stopped Shiranui with a glance just as he was about to move, forecasting that dodging would inevitably result in the destruction of the academy building. He caught Murasaki's axe and suppressed her single-handedly.
Except during emergencies, one is not supposed to run in the corridors.
I'll get you next time. Jobbing in your teenage years? Murasaki just can't escape. After letting the frustrated Murasaki leave, Toyo bows his head to Shiranui.
I'm sorry for causing a commotion.
Oh, forget it. But what was that just now? Why is she targeting you?
That is,
Toyo lost his words as he tried to explain the situation. Normally, stopping a student's rampage and guiding them is the duties of teachers like Shiranui. However, Gosha is currently unstable. Under these circumstances, it was probably unavoidable that they couldn't keep an eye on every single move of the students. Toyo was not a teacher, but he believed he should support them as a senior. Having judged so, Toyo chooses to remain silent. I mean, their ages are all over the place for the most part. I would wholeheartedly believe that Asagi and Shiranui are closer to their 40s than they would like. I think the most I forget what it is because it's one of them had like a concrete age and year. One of them had like a concrete age and year tied to them in the first place, and you could start going around them in the first place and start finding it out. I think it was Shiranui, like who was actually in like her 30s. But the whole timeline problems, it's like, how old are you? It's like, this is the sort of questions you'd ask for, like, you know, the younger characters, not the ones who are like the ones who fluctuate between 32 and 38 years old. Because I would imagine like, you know, what is it? Yukikaze is not born yet, so and Yukikaze is certainly younger than Nagi. And I imagine Toyo himself is in his late 30s. It's very all over the place, which makes this a bit of a problem. It's nothing. For now, it would be best to leave her alone. Well, I'll take my leave. Okay. Don't tell me Murasaki is... Oh, jeez. Really high-def Gosha assets. One day, in front of Inagaya on a weekend. Father! Nagi, go ahead and pick out whatever you want. Even I am not ill-mannered enough to spoil family time. Being stalked all day until I am separated from my daughter does not exactly put my mind at ease. Is that so? In that case... Even after that, Murasaki challenged Toyo again and again, and the days of continuous defeats went on and on. Murasaki, are you stupid? I don't want to cause Asagi any more worry than she has right now, but this isn't something that I can handle on my own. Because of those circumstances, it was impossible for me to even properly cross swords with Mr. Momochi. Murasaki spoke with a soft expression, as if reminiscing about the old days, but the faces of Kotaro and Sakura, who were listening, were completely frozen. So you were jumping him regardless of time or place. You always had that side about you, but interfering with family time is definitely pushing it, even for you. No, but I lost in the blink of the eye at that time as well. Nagi hardly had time to feel abandoned, let alone notice her father had gone missing. That's not the issue here. This wasn't training, it was a series of random assaults. Kotaro now understands why Toyo couldn't help but let out a chuckle earlier. At the same time, he admired Toyo's character for being able to digest such a past as a laughing matter. Miss Murasaki back then was a mad dog of Shimano. Not only that, a single bit inferior to Miss Amane. Miss Amane? Robot hand's arriving. Oh, but she's a mad dog. Dude, Yakuza crossover inbound. She was that bad? Oh, she's a baddie, alright. Hearing his own close blood relative reference made Kotaro realize the true weight of Toyo's hardships back then, hitting him even harder. He's turning into potential man, I don't like that. But listen, this is a method I use against Miss Asagi as well. Sensing her reputation dropping among the students, Murasaki has to speak up. Miss Asagi would strike me down no matter when or where. Against Mr. Momochi, who was her master, I had no luxury to worry about saving face. But I do admit that I was reckless and did whatever I wanted back then. Even to Murasaki, her actions at the time were indefensible. Dutifully admitting her past faults, she resumed the story as if fleeing from her dumbfounded glares. Days Gone for the PlayStation 4 continued as she challenged Toyo and was defeated without a sweat. And on that day as well, Murasaki challenged Toyo, who had visited a hill on the outskirts of town and was defeated again. KGH. Wait. As a senior, Toyo had been accepting Murasaki's ambushes up until today, but Murasaki's persistence of time was beyond imagination. He hadn't gone easy on her. In fact, he had crushed her with the sole intent of breaking her spirit. Yet, even though she must have realized her own inadequacy to her very bones, Murasaki still continues to challenge him. Her unyielding and undying spirit was truly admirable. Even so, instead of wasting time getting constantly beaten by Toyo, grounding herself in disciplined training would be the wiser choice for Murasaki. Toyo, who had called out to Murasaki to convey this, was racking his brain on how to bring it up. Perhaps mistaking that silence for an opportunity, Murasaki was about to lunge again, but... Woo! Yeah, there she is! Oh man, woo! There we go. That's what I've been waiting for. Waiting for her to show up. There she is. All right, get your claps out, everybody. Miss Asiago's arrived. All right, now the day is saved. That's enough. Murasaki, put your shit down. Miss Asagi. I didn't want to cause you any distress, but has it already reached your ears? That was a meaningless consideration, dude. Rather consider the fact that you kept it hidden this long until now to be a blasphemy. Sorry, man. Asagi's voice carried a suppressed but distinct anger. I mean, it was no wonder. Even if Toyo himself was putting up with it, it was the fact that Murasaki was troubling him, who could be called Asagi's right-hand man. No matter how much... Where's her brother? Where's her brother in this? Where's he at? Please bring him back. I miss him. I miss Kuro. No matter how cherished she was as the leader of the Yagawa, her anger towards Murasaki for committing such a foolish act must be great. Asagi is in fact not religious. It's the opposite. They worship her as like a deity because she's very she's leading the strongest clan to victory sort of situation. It's like a divine right. Like a ruler by divine right situation. However, Toyo did not want Asagi and Murasaki to fall out over this matter. The same would surely go for Shiranui. Believing that he had to mediate somehow, the loyal Toyo tensed up. My liege, this is... Miss Asagi, please do not stop me. Cutting off his words, Murasaki cries out with tears in her eyes, but that only had the opposite effect. Asagi's gaze grew even sharper, piercing through Murasaki and Toyo. No matter what the circumstances are, I am not allowing this. Dun dun dun. Looks like we gotta wait for part 2. Not really, though. Alright, let me go get a drink, because having my nose stuffed up from being sick sucks ass. Oh, man. That's great, even. Okay. There's very few men in there in the first place. Because it's like, Toyo has to be like, you know, at least late 40s or 50s. Because Nagi herself is like, I want to say 20 something in the events of AT and also here. So because she's out of school, she's a working girl. So it's like, because over here it's Murasaki hasn't graduated yet. Asagi I think is like 19 or 20, because this is also the events of Zero Asagi as well, where she's no, she was still in school at that point. And I think Shiranui is like 1 year younger than Asagi, or at least within the same age range. See, we don't actually care what happens in the story. We're trying to guess we're playing guess their age for the women. Man. Oh, I'm glad I can get this sickness stuff out of the way, because it's because this would have really fucked up my making the video for Maya. This delay is a blessing and a curse, because I had shit happening last week and I got sick this week. So it's like this would have been a massive kicker for it. It's like, Jesus. Alright, well, alright, now time for part 2. Let's learn about what we got in store for some Taimanins. I mean, it can, but it's like, it's a guessing game. Now it's time for battle. Dun dun dun. I have no intention of stopping, no matter what anyone says. Murasaki herself knew that what she was doing was disrespectful to Toyo. Yeah, you better fucking believe it is. And that her desire was an unbefitting one. Even so, she wanted to get stronger and be of use to Asagi. She had come all this way because she could not stop this desire. She got her lady boner action. Therefore, she could not back down. You are still a student. To me, it only looks like you're being swept away by your emotions at the moment. Because I'm still a student, because I'm still young, I cannot use those things as an excuse to give up. If I could just gloss over things with an excuse like that, I wouldn't be standing here right now. Ever since she was a child, Murasaki had been blinded by Asagi's radiance. That's right, Murasaki pays 5,800 for the ancient glyph and the recipe so she can use a 50 damage aura to burn enemies. She's playing a Doom build. She longed for her vivid strength and beauty, and she never intended to let it end as mere admiration. She trained and learned desperately, and she had even secured a promise that when she defeated Asagi, Asagi would take her as her bride. Even now, when Asagi was praised as the strongest Taimanin, those feelings remained unchanged. There was no way she could give up with that kind of excuse. Ugh. Sensing Murasaki's strong will, a wave of agitation stirs within Asagi. Asagi was confident that she knew Murasaki better than anyone else. So she could understand that Murasaki's words came from the very bottom of her heart. Asagi. Shira knew that, what Asagi was thinking, but placed a hand on her shoulder and shook her head. What's that Timeverse? Dude, you missed it. We pulled 5 copies of Young Asagi. It was great. Yes, that is right. Now that we have shared words, I understand completely. Right now, that child will not listen to my words either. The one who needs to be persuaded is... You're right. Lady Asagi, Lady Shiranui. Finding himself the focus of gazes of 2 powerhouses who were equal to him or surpassed him in skill, he furrows his brow beneath his helmet. Momochi, how old is your daughter, Nagi? It sounded like a casual small talk topic, but the air surrounding Asagi and Shiranui was as chilling as it could be. The tone was practically like an interrogation or a threat. Witnessing this sudden shift, Toyo immediately raised his alertness to the maximum. Why? In this situation, were Asagi and Shiranui directing a passion that could almost be called hostility towards him, and he could only think of one reason. Has suspicion blinded you, my lady? The coup by the elders who have served the Agawa for many years. Its suppression could not have been accomplished without the assistance of the Kokawa or the Fuma. Right now, Asagi, who has destroyed the elders and is trying to shoulder the weight of the Agawa and Gosha, was possessed by impatience and suspicion. Uh-oh, is this an imposter Momochi among us? Surely, everyone around her looked like an enemy, to the point where she could trust neither her master Toyo nor her student Murasaki. Uh-oh, she's turning into Major Zero in Metal Gear Solid 5. Toyo, who had firmly believed that Asagi would not be deluded by such things, regretted it as his own fault. But it was too late. The poison left behind by the defeated elders must be purged from Asagi right here to seize the future of Gosha. Answer me, Momochi. Okay, cool. She will soon be 10, so she's 9 right now, actually. However, I will not allow you to lay a hand on my daughter, regardless of my servitude. Murasaki is 16. Getting hard numbers now. Well, what about it then? Then Toyo's resolve crumbled as he heard Asagi saying bizarre words. Momochi, you have faced Murasaki yourself, so you must feel to your very bones how excellent she is. She is a talent who might surpass me before long. That is why, right now, to surpass me means she will surpass even you, Momochi. Do you realize that? Of course. And when that time comes, do you truly intend to make Murasaki as your wife? What? I'm asking if you intend to introduce the 16-year-old Murasaki as a stepmother to your 10-year-old daughter. What the fuck are you talking about? Though he didn't shout, Toyo felt the exact same way as Murasaki. It's too late! It's too late to hide it now! What are you talking about? Dumbfounded, Toyo looks towards Shiranui with his eyes full of questions. Age difference doesn't matter in love. Oh, thank you, Shiranui. But as an adult, it is also your duty to scold a child. You should have told her to confess her feelings again when she becomes an adult. If her heart remains unchanged, you should have said that, Momochi. Even you, Lady Shiranui? Toyo finally realizes that the leader of the Agawa and her loyal right hand, who was a match for himself, was making an absurd assumption together. Murasaki, there's no need to hide it now. It's famous that you challenge Asagi to duels regardless of the time and the place for the sake of marriage. But recently you started ambushing Momochi instead of Asagi. This can only mean one thing, right? When I first received the report from Shiranui, I couldn't believe it. She's jealous. She's jealous. But unlike with me, you were throwing yourself in Momochi, skipping even on your training time. That must mean to your feelings toward Momochi run that deep. Please listen to me, Mrs. Sagi. Toyo feels a yearning to see the faces of his daughter and his late wife, but he somehow suppressed that emotion and stepped in front of Murasaki. Sir Momochi, cover your ears. Silence! You are out of your fucking mind. Momochi, don't you think that's taking it a bit too far? Fuck you. How do you call yourself a leader when you are less than a laughing stock who got consumed by worthless gossip and run amok like this? I'm sorry about that, but look, to me, Murasaki is... Shut up. I'm not done, all right? Yes, sir. How long had it been since she at least received a lecture from her master that permitted absolutely no talking back? And this was her first time being scolded in front of a student. She hasn't been scolded in a long time. Bratty ninja, needing correction. Yet even as her face flushed bright red with shame, Asagi could do nothing but continue to endure Toyo's endless words. Even if it was a report from Shiranui, whom she deeply trusted, the indiscretion of barging in onto the scene without verifying the facts was entirely her own fault. It was a stroke of pure luck that things could have concluded here. See to it that you never, ever do something like this again. Do you understand? Look at me when I'm talking to you, okay? Look at my laser eyes and say that you understand, okay? Yes, sir. Very well. Now go fulfill your duties. You already know why Murasaki did what she did, do you not? I do. Now, with that lecture finally over, she was expected to speak with Murasaki right after, making such a pathetic spectacle of herself. Experiencing her master's strictness to her very core, she could not back down. Murasaki? Mrs. Asagi? I am truly sorry for causing such a commotion over a foolish misunderstanding. There is no reason for you to apologize, Mrs. Asagi. Well, besides, that you express such genuine anger towards Sir Momochi for my sake made me happy. I never knew you cared about me to that extent. I see. I arrogantly assumed my feelings had reached you, and I neglected to say them directly. Causing you to worry to this extent is the result of my own lack of virtue. The previous battle was a liquidation of the old Igawa and Gosha. It was a fight to change the very ways of this town. I want you all to learn, grow, and fight within this newly reborn town. I should have conveyed that to you clearly. Murasaki, you are someone necessary for the future of Gosha, and of course, by my side as well. Miss Asagi! To think, without even having conveyed that properly, I felt lonely upon hearing that you had begun challenging Momochi instead of me. It was very selfish of me. Miss Asagi! Toyo watches from a distance as Murasaki weeps with emotion, and Asagi, though flustered by her, gently comforts her. The ground hardens after the rain, as they say. With this, the tension in Asagi's shoulders should ease up too. There is no need to worry anymore about Asagi or Murasaki, or even the future of this town. True. Did you think that I'd just let it go like this? Huh? You were right there at the academy with us. So how could you have misunderstood things so badly and fed such nonsense to Miss Asagi? For you to think of me as a man who would receive proposals from a student around my own daughter's age is profoundly insulting. However, for the Phantom to make such a blunder, there must have been certainly deep, unforeseen circumstances. Let me hear your side of the story regarding exactly what distorted your judgment. Sensing a fury from Toyo that was arguably greater than what had been directed at Asagi, Shiranui breaks out into a cold sweat and steps back. She had plenty of excuses. Managing a shaken Gosha and a supporting Asagi had left Shiranui thoroughly exhausted as well. It could be argued that misjudgments were simply unavoidable. Furthermore, it wasn't as if she had barged in there with Asagi solely based on her own conclusion. There was a mountain of accumulated misunderstandings. Today's the day! Damn, bitch, you are trying so hard that you are giving yourself right away. It's been going on for days now like that. What do you think? Same as how it was with me. Indeed. Now let's give it some time. It's too soon to draw a conclusion. Momochi is my master, and if Murasaki is a diligent pupil, so they are probably just doing all of this for the sake of training. Well, that's plausible. Yes, that is the reasonable explanation for this. My words, I am too busy to be involved in this sort of charade. And then she will flick her hair and do that. I'll get you next time, Gadget. I'll be out for a whole day on a mission. If you're gonna come, please do something in the morning while Nagi is still asleep. Oh, of course, I won't jump you in front of Nagi. A secret affair while Nagi is sleeping? Asagi! I am disappointed, Momochi. Asagi held her tongue solely for self-preservation, but that was how the two came up with such a conclusion that led up to this day. However, if Shiranui ever tells of this, it would be all over. Not only would the lecture for Asagi get longer, but an even greater reprimand would be undoubtedly rain upon her as well. If she dared to argue that Toyo was also to blame for choosing words that invited such misunderstanding, something far more terrifying was sure to happen. Shiranui cursed their own judgment, wondering how they could have failed to notice the truth until things reached this point, and grew resentful at the chaotic state of Gosha that had robbed them of their discernment. Yet Toyo was no different when it came to being dragged around by the current state of affairs and accumulating fatigue. Even while busy with his own missions, he had been looking out for Murasaki by acting as her opponent for these ambushes. Considering this, any kind of excuse wouldn't even hold water, Ghanesian style. The only thing Shiranui could bring herself to utter was a pure word of apology. Gomen sorry, I'm for jumping to conclusions. And that's the story of how Miss Asagi and I became bound by an even deeper bond. Ever since then, Miss Asagi has been carving out time from her busy schedule to invite me to train with her. Watching Murasaki conclude her story with a satisfied look and gushing all over the ground, Kotaro realized why she had been so happily recounting a past that could be considered a dark stain on her reputation. In Murasaki's mind, the incident had been sublimated into a fond memory, a turning point that deepened her relationship with her revered Asagi. And so, my big sis and Murasaki caused so much trouble back then. Were we even allowed to hear this? Having learned about the unimaginable blunders of Murasaki and the others, Sakura apologizes awkwardly, while Kotaro continuously checked on Toyo, whose grueling ordeal is being treated as nothing more than a fond memory. Look at him, he's just like, the groomer allegations are just living through it, and yet he's just like, he's the one out here suffering, and she's like, that was so funny, ha ha ha. Consider it a senior's tale proving that everyone has an immature phase, and take it as a lesson that young people have no need to rush. Okay. Yeah. Faced with a mature response that perfectly matched the Toyo from the story, Kotaro and Sakura could do nothing but nod with bitter smiles. However, if you find yourselves impatiently wishing to grow stronger right this second, go ahead and bring up this very story to Miss Asagi and Miss Shiranui. Oh, she's Mrs. again. She's Miss again, but that's for different reasons. I am certain they will provide you with a rigorous training session that feels indistinguishable from actual combat. Oh boy. I'll take this one to my grave. Yippee! That was cool. I liked that one. I'm gonna be honest. They've been hitting it out of the park with these events. Even from the very first one, it's been very strong. Turning the joke into a life lesson. It's like, joke. Man had to deal with all that, to say the least. That's cool. I'd say that's certainly a improvement. These events have been actually really good. I like them a lot. They're giving us really good details, And it's also like they're better written events than certainly the the past events that they've had in AT. When they have these like little mini arcs in them, that was good. Let's see. We don't have the weapon. Let's see. Let's go to the codex. Wow, I'm almost there to getting every single character. Oh boy. Because I'm thinking, I'm missing several characters in the first place. All the ones that are like super hyper limited. It's like Edwin Black. Don't have her. Oh, cool. Oh, I forgot. It's like when you get them to level 6, when you get them to maxed out, you can get the coinage. Because it's like I haven't assembled Shiranui yet, and I don't have Fuma Amane. That's right, she came out earlier this month. So let's see what Fuma Amane does. Combat suit Fuma Amane. Now she's actually an attacking character. She's a power character in Moon on the offense side. Wow, she is literally designed to be successful from the very beginning. And she has an accuracy booster too. So she's a 3-hit attacker, backwater effect, 4 times with a dagger, then a laser from her left hand like she's fucking Iron Man or something. Gain shield, equal to 35% of the damage dealt after the attack. Okay, well that's nuts. Slashes with a dagger, finishes with a laser from her cyborg arm. Proportion to the character's current shield amount, and shield is removed on the last attack. Oh, that's... Okay. When character is hit, 20% up at a 45. If they already have attack up... Yeah, what is it? If they already have it, increases it by a fixed 10% each time the character is hit at a 25% chance. So obviously she's very looking forward to getting hit a lot, but she also wants to have shield. This is actually a really cool effect. I like that. So now the full power Moon team can come out. I think it's what? It would be obviously Minasaki, her, another Moon character who can apply shield or at least a healing tick that can keep it up, and something else. 10,000 base HP, which is kind of nuts. Most characters are lucky to get around 8. She's also at 86 speed too. most 5-star characters like to sit about at 84 to 83 speed. She's pretty quick. What's her weapon do? So it changes that to increases crit rate. If the character has shield, increases crit rate. So it's a consistency effect. Gives him crit rate all the time. So she can actually do that. Let's go to research lab. Back to the lab. So girl edge. So gain shield. So inflicts a defense down before the attack. Wow, guaranteed to inflict. That's actually kind of nuts. On a 3 turn for 2. Zam, okay. And a 10% reflect. I'm like, sheesh, goddamn girl. Okay, I see you. Damn, that's a weapon you get. It's like, okay. So it's a pretty consistent source of defense down and a damage reflect. I'm like, sheesh. Okay, that's a winner. Yeah, but this is the what I was actually talking about. Lunatic Crown. Because it modifies her passive from, damage protection, take less stuff, increases duration of bleed, blood bond. Wow. So now she has a lifesteal effect and an uncapped increases damage by 10% for each bleed the target has, which is huge. Which is nuts to say the least. Because Oboro has the same effect with her weapon. So now Kara can partner up with with Oboro and just obviously just start ripping some ass apart. Because obviously everybody needs to have. I've said this when we got Kara a long time ago. You have to get her in order to play Bleed. There's just like no ifs, ands, buts about it, because she increases the chance of it, and she also just has a ton of damage scaling behind it. She's the whole reason you can play it in the first place, which really sucks. So it's like, because the whole team ends up being, you know, Aki, Oboro, Minasaki, Kara. That's it. We did that team last time, and we have that. Sadly, I don't have this yet because I like to use Marrow a lot, because dropping 14 bleed all at once is really, really fun. That's good. Okay, see you later there, bud. I mean, yeah, they have Kage Asagi. No, they don't have Kage form Asagi. No, I don't think, at least. And they also had a Seaman Demon Shiranui. I saw that for sure. And there's also certainly I hope they put Demon form emoji in there. The one where he goes like big, he covers himself in orange crush and goes fucking crazy. Let's see. Where? Let me go to the Bond events. You've only done one Bond event. Main story gold. That's actually probably a thing we should have done. Oh, that's right. I don't have Lena. I don't have Lena. Main story EXP gain. Oh, wow. I should probably be doing that. Because we'll do one story. We'll do one Bond event, so we can and then we'll probably cut it there. Let's do. No, we're in a classic mood today, so let's do the Alliance of the Gawa Sisters. I can try the Bond skill. No, I have it. Watch story. Yippee. A presence of darkness. In the near future, Japan is plagued by demons. Corrupted humans and demons collude, and the world is ruled by decadent forces of darkness. Human desire is endless, and so demons exploit this weakness to operate in secret. The forces of demons continue to spread endlessly, and humanity, in turn, seeks to exploit them to satisfy its own desires. Oh, it's the introduction to every Taimanin VN ever. However, there were those who, despite being human, stood against such demonic forces and the wicked among their own kind. In the back alley of a certain Japanese city, as office workers returned home from work as usual, all traces of life vanished, leaving only the streetlights that faintly illuminated the dim night. In this darkness, far removed from the daily lives of ordinary people, a fierce battle unfolds. In the faint darkness, the sound of metal rings intermittently, and each time bright sparks fly. AI-generated backgrounds. Occasionally, beneath the streetlights, a shadow moving at an invisible speed could be seen for a moment. A dull, heavy clash echoes as metal collides violently, sending out the largest burst of sparks yet. Immediately after, two silhouettes land on the ground. A closer look reveals men in black with impressively strong physiques. Ninjas were rolling around. However, they were all collapsed and unconscious. They show no signs of getting up. When the red shadow kicked one of them as if they were a nuisance, the purple shadow instantly closed the distance. It was fast. Accelerating faster than even sound could follow, the shadow vanished from where it stood. It tore through the back alley, striking from blind spots with the slightest movement as it closed in. And sparks flew with a noise far too heavy to be just the sound of clashing metal. Illuminated by the flames for a moment, the profiles of their faces could be seen in the dark night. It was Egawa Asagi, the leader of the Taimanins, and Oboro, a high-ranking member of Nomad. Asagi, known as the Almighty Taimanin, was the most excellent and powerful Taimanin, renowned among allies and enemies alike. Opposing her stands Oboro, a Taimanin of the prestigious Kokawa clan, who had betrayed her family and joined the criminal syndicate Nomad. Asagi uses her unique ninja art, hawk art, to corner Oboro. In that moment, it felt as if time had stopped in the world. Everything in sight slowed, and even Oboro, the most fearsome Taimanin, was no exception. This was the hawk art, the unique ninja art that only Asagi could use. For a few seconds, her perception is enhanced, and she can physically accelerate to the speed far beyond the limits of ordinary humans. This is the end. You've got some nerd destroying all the facilities that I'm in charge of. But that was simply luck. Oboro hadn't noticed hyper-accelerated Asagi. Oh god, she sounds like a bad creepypasta. Asagi looked at her with her hyper-realistic speed, and then she went up behind him and destroyed the fabric of reality and destroyed Oboro from existence. And the cartridge came to life and sucked him inside the game. But when she raised her right hand in reaction to the murderous intent, her beloved claw struck the ninja sword. Oboro, who luckily blocks the first blow, realized in that instant that Asagi used her hawk art and immediately pulled out her secret move. The ninjas lying unconscious nearby were Oboro's subordinates. A Taimanin who challenges the almighty Taimanin alone is nothing but a fool. Oboro had gathered the strongest of her subordinates for this day. But against Asagi, they were all knocked out within a minute, and even Oboro herself, the fearsome Taimanin, was cornered. Oboro stretches her finger like E.T. to a switch hidden within her claw. One more strike from her now. And Oboro, who had fought Asagi countless times, also knew the weakness of the Egawa hawk art that made her the strongest. It was time. It can only be activated for a few seconds, and once that duration is exceeded, it will shut off, sometimes even during an attack. Even if Asagi is almighty, with the physical distance between them, she'll still need time to take down a powerful opponent like Oboro. Gaining time until her hawk art wears off, Oboro raises both arms and protects her neck with all her might. For a quick victory, you need to attack the weak point, and if using a short-bladed sword, aiming for the neck is the most effective. Hiya! Oboro raises both arms and protects her neck with her claws. As expected, Asagi's ninja sword struck the solid metal claws and makes a sharp sound. However, the opponent was striking her was a monster moving at supersonic speeds. Oboro's beautiful face distorts in agony due to a tremendous impact through her metallic claws, which felt as both of her arms had been shattered. Yeah, it's like she's out here being the Flash. She's effectively what is it? That's a video of the golf ball traveling at like 400 miles an hour, striking that dummy in the forehead, causes the thing's head to explode. That's like moving at 400 miles an hour. Just imagine Asagi out here. She's moving like 1,000 or something like that. She just the collision between the two would just cause Oboro's arms to explode. You blocked it? You shouldn't have used your trump card against me so often. Oh, she's doing the Oboro face as she sticks her tongue out. Asagi felt the shock of her blade being blocked against the metal claws, causing her hawk art to end a second earlier. As she tries to activate hawk art once more, but Oboro was quicker, pressing a switch hidden inside the claw. At that moment, the bodies of Oboro's men lying on the ground had exploded. Oh, dude, Necromancer build? Oh, nice. What? A sudden explosion from the enemy she had supposedly defeated, and this distracted Asagi. To take advantage of this opening, a steel wire within the bursting flesh lashed out and wraps around her body. Several layers of invisibly thin threads that are stronger than steel entangled the purple-themed Taimanin suit. They were still alive! Were you planning to capture them alive to extract information about Nomad? You're as soft as ever, Asiago. So soft, you're making me bored. Using your own subordinates as tools. Asagi struggled to break the steel wires that were wrapped around her, but the wires wouldn't break, let alone loosen. In fact, her struggles only causes the wires to dig in deeper, and as Asagi collapses to the ground, unable to even stand. The tables have turned. Up against a softy like you, bringing weaklings is a really good trick. What on earth made you change so much? The Kokawa Oboro I once knew as a Taimanin who trusted her subordinates and comrades. As Asagi mentioned, she and Oboro have known each other for quite a long time. There had been times where they argued while on respective missions, and times when they worked together. As fellow Taimanins, they might have been trustworthy partners. But after the tragedy of the Kokawa clan, Oboro changed. She had abandoned the clan and her name, and her personality had changed into a completely different person. Trusting no one, seeing others as mere tools, she became the traitor Taimanin, Oboro, untrusted by anyone. Blah. Doing the freaky face, look at her. Don't be ridiculous. I don't even remember those old days. It's because you're so sentimental that you haven't even been able to kill me today. But I'm built different. Oboro said, and instead of boasting about her victory in front of her prey, she gazed sadistically at Asagi as she lay on the ground before her raising her claws to deliver the final blow. And here comes Sakura! And she aims for the heart. And at that moment, two short swords leaped out of Asagi's shadow and blocks Oboro's claws. What the fuck? No, you gotta say like Chris Boris from the irate game. Like, what the hell? Oh, what the hell? She was startled. She hadn't seen any other signs of others, but Asagi's shadow twitched and formed into different figures. It wasn't just short swords or ninja swords. They protruded like thorns and formed into a bear, spider, and even a shark in the water. The blades cut through the steel wires that bound Asiago, and the shadow creatures, each possessing a will of its own, charged at Oboro with complete freedom. This ability! Oboro, unable to hold out, retreated. She was certain of her victory, but she understood better than anyone that the danger comes when that certainty collapses. As she retreated away from Asagi, a girl emerges from the shadow. Igawa Sakura. She is Asagi's younger sister, a Taiman currently active on field missions, despite being a student at Gosha Academy. That was a close call, wasn't it, sis? I survived thanks to you, Sakura. Asagi's little sister. Why is it that you always gotta interfere at the last minute? Well, I guess that's a difference that trust makes. I want to protect my sister, even if it means risking my life. But do you have someone like that on your side, Oboro? You fucking bitch. Don't you run your mouth when you don't know fucking shit about me, okay? While they were talking like that, Asagi cut the remaining steel wire and stands up, 2-on-1. Even facing Asagi alone without preparing a surprise attack, it was hard to even restrain her, and now her younger sister joins in. While her skills as a Taimanin may not be as good as Asagi's or Oboro's, Sakura's ninja art, the shadow art, is one of the most annoying arts, even if it isn't as good as Asagi's hawk art. As its name suggests, it's a supernatural ninja art that manipulates shadows and creates various forms of familiars. She's a little girl whom Oboro can defeat alone, but if Asagi, who just regained her freedom, joins in, Oboro doesn't stand a chance. Looks like it's a draw this time too. You're cornered in a situation where you may lose, and yet you still have the guts to say something like that? No matter how cornered I am, as long as I'm alive, that's what matters. If I win in the end, I'll be the true winner. Well then, I'll see you again, Igawa Asagi. A massive cope over here from Oboro. Stupid bitch. This was Oboro's way of strained justification, but Asagi just couldn't laugh at it. The winner in the end will be the true winner. What? The winner in the end will be the true winner. Oboro will live with that as her motto. Okay. For as long as she lives, until that end. Sakura tried to chase Oboro as she ran away, but Asagi grabs her shoulder to stop her. She probably laid traps along her escape route. Oboro's like that. I'm bleeding, making me the victor. Really? That's the only area where she's so thoroughly prepared. I love Sakura's like idol pose because she's just like, it's the same one as Minasaki's. So, but Sakura's just like, you know, she's the bigger girl. So she's got like she's got the mad face. She's like, she's just dancing around. That's how much she's wary of me. See, look at that. Oh, you did it too. It's like, I'm bleeding, making me the victor. Of course, you gotta say it. Betty is just fucking Oboro. Why? Where's Bald Buddy when you need him? It's like, can you draw Oboro, but as Betty from Kung Pao Enter the Fist? That would make my fucking day. I'll make it as a thumbnail too. Anyways, tonight's mission was completed safely. Just by destroying one of Nomad's facilities, we should be able to somewhat restrict their actions. But by the way, I survived tonight thanks to you. How? No, why are you here? Weren't you out on another mission tonight? But that finished a while ago. Sakura said in a slightly annoyed voice. She lets out an awkward cough, slightly embarrassed by her older sister's gentle concern, so carefree even in a situation like this. Well, you know, when I contacted the above, they said you happen to be working nearby, so I thought I should see you on my way back. But then I saw that those guys look like Oboro's ninjas gathering at the facility, so I thought, oh, Oboro's here too. It seemed that from the conversation among the subordinates who came as Oboro's reinforcements, she realized that was related to her sister's mission. I was going to hide in the shadows and make a cool appearance when the time came. Surprise him with an ambush, I'm like, ta-da! She was saying how shocked she was when the owner of the shadow she hid in died so brutally, as Sakura points to Oboro's fallen subordinate, or what was left of him. Asagi rubbed her head as her younger sister exaggeratedly explained with gestures. Your explanation is too long. Did you report it properly before acting on it? If you act on your own, the operators will have a hard time responding to it. As Asagi said this, Sakura stuck out her tongue and laughed like a child who got caught while pranking. Still, I was able to escape this crisis thanks to you, Sakura. Thank you, really. Don't mention it. Sakura proudly prouds out all of her chest from receiving her sister's gratitude and smiles arrogantly. I guess your unpredictable behavior is helpful sometimes. Right? But a mission is a mission. How many times have I told you that not reporting would cause great trouble to your colleagues? What? When we get back, let's write this report together. Together? That's just so how you can nitpick how I write my report. That's because there's a problem with your report. So this is a good opportunity. Let's start studying from scratch today, since we now have plenty of time. No! Well, I mean, be gentle, okay, please? Oh, and come to think of it, you also need to write a reflection report for leaving the mission area without reporting, right? So we do that all at once? Oh, isn't that too much? She may have helped, but that's another issue. Asagi scolded Sakura's behavior and left the place with light steps as usual. Ah, look at that, see? Rewards claimed 50 gems. Oh, can you believe it? Insanity. Cool. Miss Kara, you're good in the game. I can't believe it. Oh my god. But now is not the time to. I'm sad there's not like a Bond event for Edwin Black and Kara, or one for Noah and Kara. Actually, why isn't there one for Kurenai and Felicia too? That would be really cool. Oh well. Well, we're keeping it brief today. Thank you for coming by, everybody. That was really good. We'll probably go, stream some Persona 5 later if you want to get in on that. So thank you for coming by, everybody. It's been very good. We have to check out the event. It was really good fun. And right now we've got the timed event is increased drops in extermination. So get your shit in there and start farming. But once again, thank you everybody for coming by. It was a really fun time. And hopefully we can Maya will show up in the near future, so we can certainly have a stream about that, because I've been waiting for her and everything like that. Yeah, I did all that stuff. I wanted to make it all about AT for this one. So thanks for coming by, everybody. Don't forget to like, comment, rate, and subscribe. And as always, I'll see you next time. Goodbye, everybody.